All right, so before we go ahead and start going through these problems, I want to review all the rules. Do you guys remember that acronym PEMDAS, like for your order of operations? Let me show you a trick to remember these. They are your exponent rules. So if you circle the E, that's just like the title. These are your exponent rules. Watch me point to this. If you are doing a power to another power, P for power, the rule is that you multiply your exponents. If you have a power to a power, you multiply your exponents. If you are multiplying, the rule is that you add your exponents. Do you see that there? It's just like a trick to help you remember. If it's a power, you multiply. If you're multiplying, you add. And then, do you remember what these would maybe stand for? Like I taught you this last time. If you're dividing, what do you do to your exponents? You subtract them. So if you divide, you subtract them. So it's just a little like acronym way for you to remember is all, okay? So look at the first one. Hey guys, we're multiplying. What is 3 times 5? 15, good.
Good job.
Good job. Then put X. Can you write this down with me? And when you multiply, look it. When you multiply, what is the rule for your exponents? You add them. So you would do 2 plus 12, 14. And that's your answer. These don't really have a whole ton of work to them. You're just sort of writing the answer. All right, number 2, again, we're multiplying. -2 times 8 would be -16, good. Then put M. Now again, you're multiplying, so you want to add the exponents. Little tricky here though. This one doesn't have anything written, so what do we know is the exponent? 1, put a 1 there, and then you're just adding. So what would be the power for M? 8. 7 plus 1 is 8. Good, that's all that you're doing. All right, then put N, and you're gonna add the exponents. So 5 plus 8 gives you 13. That's all you're doing. These do not have work and steps to them. You kind of just write the answer. All right, number 3, again, we're multiplying, so we're gonna add the exponents. -4 and -8 will give you -12. Now the rule for negatives is that you flip them. Remember, they're the traitors. They're gonna go to the other side. So draw a fraction bar. The x to the 12th will go on the bottom, but you can't leave a fraction just blank like that. Like that's not a thing. What is gonna get written on the top just so it's not blank? 1, you just put a 1 there is all that. So if it's negative, it flips. Those are the traitors. All right, this one's dividing. Hey guys, if you're dividing, what do you do to your exponents? Dividing means subtract. All right, so put X. All you are doing is 14 minus 5. So 9. That's it. If you're like, that's all? Yep, that's all. Ugh. All right, look at 5. Now we're doing a power. Do you see how this is to the second power? We're going to take everything to the second. -4 to the second power. That means -4 times -4, which would be +16. You could always use Desmos, though, if you didn't know that. All right. Now put X. Watch where I'm pointing to. When you do a power, what's the rule for the exponents? Power means that you multiply. Good. So you're going to do 3 times 2, which is 6. Then put Y. What is going to be your exponent for Y? You're multiplying them. Good. How did you get 10? Because that's correct. All right. Look at this one. We're going to take everything to the power of 2. It's exactly what we just did in number 5. 8 squared. Do you know what 8 squared would be? 8 times 8?
Oh,
64. Put X. Again, a power to a power means you multiply. So you're doing 9 times 2, which is 18. Perfect. Fraction bar. And then do the same thing with the 3. 3 squared. You're just raising everything to the second power. 3 squared, good, is 9. And then that's your answer. Again, you're kind of just writing this. All right, these two are the same kind of thing, except they're to the third. 3 to the third power. I don't really expect that you know that one. It would be 3 times 3 times 3. You could always put it into Desmos, or do you want to work that out? 3 times 3 times 3.
27.
Good, 27, perfect. But again, you could always use a calculator. Power to a power means you multiply. So what's your power for X? Multiply them together. 12. 12, good. 4 times 3 is 12. Put y, again, you're multiplying. So 7 times 3, 21. All right, number 8, same thing that we just did. -2 cubed. You could always type that in Desmos, but it means -2 times -2 times -2. 8, good. -8. Again, you could always put it in the calculator. And then what do you think for x? Power to a power means you multiply. Power means you multiply. So what would that be? 6, good. 2 times 3 is 6. And then for the y, you could put a 1 there and it's 1 times 3, which would just be 3. Or you could just go, oh, it's y to the third. Either way, 1 times 3 is 3, however your brain wants to think of that. Cool. Do you see how these are no work? Like we just wrote the answers? It's great. You just have to know the rules and then write your answer. Oh, do you remember this one? What is anything to the 0 power? 1. That whole answer is just 1. Isn't that great? Now for this one, the only part that's going to eat, or is there a 0? Oh, there's not a 0 in that one. Never mind. What am I talking about? We're multiplying 2 times 5. That'll be 10. Put x. When you multiply, what do you do to your exponents? Multiply means what? Add. This is really a 1. So when you add, what do you get for x? 3 plus 1 is 4 is all the math that we did there. And then do the same thing for y. What would y give you? You're adding them. 10. Good. That's it. Now these ones, when you see these fraction bars, you kind of want to view it like a tug of war. All right. Draw a fraction bar and you kind of just decide what goes where. -2 over 10. Let me just cover the rest of this up. How would that fraction reduce? You're just reducing it. -2 over 10. Good, perfect. We got -1/5. Now view it like a tug of war. For the x's, which side wins the tug of war? The top or the bottom? Which side's winning? Good, perfect. So that's where x goes. How much does it win by? If the one side has 1 and the other side has 4, they won by 3 is what happened there. Now for the y's, what do you notice about those? They're the same. That means that they cancel out and they are simply gone. Don't write a y. They're gone. Or the other way you could think of that is 6 minus 6 is 0. They're gone. Like it's just gone. Don't write them. All right, let's try it again. You guys are doing great with this. We have 3 more. 20 divided by 5. 4. You can write it as 4 over 1 if you want. Some people like to keep the 1 in there. You don't have to, but you can, all right? So 20 divided by 5 is 4. Look at the x's. It's a tug of war. Which side wins, the top or the bottom? The top. Good. That's where x goes. By how much? What are you looking at?
3. Nice, bro.
This is 10.
4.
And this is 1. So it wins by 9. All right, now look at the y's. Which side wins? The top. By how much? This is 15 and this is 6. So how much does it win by? 9. Phew. All right, look at the next one. Draw a fraction bar. 24 divided by 8. Close. 3. It would be 3 over 1. You don't have to write the 1. Some people like to leave it in there. It's kind of up to you. Oh, these ones are negative. Follow me on this, all right? If those are negative, they are traitors. They're going to come to the other side. So listen to me. If this side has 5 and this side has 2, but those 2 are going to switch sides, how many are there now on the top? If there were 5 and these 2 came over to join them, now there's 7. It's like this. Just look, I'll draw it on the board. This side has 5, this side has 2, but do you see how that 2 is negative? They're traitors. They're going to switch sides. So when they come over there, you have a total of 7. All right. Which side wins for the y in your tug of war there? Bottom. That's where y goes. By how much? 10. Perfect. Last one, draw a fraction bar. Look at the X's. Which side wins, the top or the bottom? By how much? 1. You don't need to put the 1, but you can. Oh, the Y's. The same thing that happened here is going to happen again. Look, there are 7 on this side. Do you see how those 3 are negative? They're traitors. They're going to switch sides. Good. Y to the 10th.